Hello, my name is Martin Wesolowski. You can call me Marty. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, born and raised. We're in Goodyear, Arizona. And I'd like to tell you a story about the Arizona Mist Museum that almost happened. And I'm hoping it will. But it started when I was doing after-school programs for children. In 2010 or so, my partner and I started doing after-school programs for children, and it was a STEAM education center. STEAM is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. That is a format for children to come in and just learn in a learning center. It was casual, it was informal, it was also free. The city of Avondale here in Arizona paid for a building for us to occupy, and we did that for a long time, for 4 to 5 years. And after that, I got a job in Glendale, Arizona, where I started doing that again with the Arizona Steam Shop. And the Steam Shop was in a building owned by the city of Glendale, and they paid my bills for 4 to 5 years out there as well. It was pretty nice. I really liked our situation. I liked our relationship. But me working full-time and getting off work at 2:30 every day and then heading over to the steam shop so I could open it at 3 o'clock and until 5 or 6 or 7 at night and get home by 8 o'clock. And doing that for a number of years really wore on me quite a bit. And I decided to hang that up and come home and be with my wife of 5 years, so I can get to know her actually. And so we spent the last year or so being at home. I spent time being at home, and then of course I wanted to start doing that again. And so we wanted to, I started developing the Arizona Mist, the Museum of Innovation, Science, and Technology. Taking on a $1 million project like this and trying to get donors and coffers and support was a monumental effort. The work we put into it, the meetings I went to, 3 or 4 meetings a day, 4 days, 5 days a week, all the hotels, all the Wi-Fi passwords saved on my phone, all the PowerPoint presentations I've given, all the 3 or 4 different business plans written, the loans I've taken out to have to pay my grant writer and to pay support staff and to pay printing and the mileage on my truck and all the places I've been to. It was a toll on me. And now enter COVID and the COVID-19 epidemic everybody's been going through. That took the wind out of my sails. It actually pretty much ripped the sails right off my little boat. Just it wasn't pretty. It happened pretty much overnight when everybody went quiet. There was no support. The people I did have support from, they couldn't help anymore. Everybody had to hold on to their resources because nobody knew what was happening. Nobody knew the future, the financial status of everyone. So everybody was holding on to their resources, and it was hurting a little bit. And I have to think about the value of my program. And I know that here in the West Valley of Phoenix that there is almost 2 million people, maybe 3 million people. And there's not a whole lot for families to do out here. And we really want to be able to provide a family-friendly venue. I'm an exhibit builder. I'm a full journeyman carpenter. I build a lot of different things. I work for the local community college, now. I still do. But I figured I had one more rodeo left in me, and we could go ahead and do this magnificent feat. But there was no momentum for it, so it was unfortunate. But we look back on some of the events that we've done, and they were great. I helped one homeless guy come in, and I gave him $12, and for $12 he got his food handler's permit. And after he got his food handler's permit, I called a friend of mine that owed me a favor, and I asked him if he had a job for this guy, and he's like, "No, I don't have a job." I said, "Well, can he work for you for like 10 hours?" And he goes, "Well, yes, he can work for me for 10 hours." I said, "That's all he needs, is 10 hours so he can put something on his resume." So a few years ago, he went to work for a pizza joint for 10 hours. After that, we filled out his resume so we didn't have to put anything that's false on there, that he did work at this location. He went to work for a local grocery store. He's been there ever since, and he's working in their deli full time. It cost me $12. It also was life experience, knowing that you have to really dedicate some part of you to people that need your help. One of the events that stands out the most, I've done a lot of outreach at the local Air Force Base. I would go there and do outreach, for their Luke Day, the big air show. I'd be the guy out there trying to entertain kids, or go to grade schools or corporate events and entertain kids there. One grade school I went to, I was asked to show up and do a thing, and they didn't know what they wanted me to do. They just said, "Hey, can you do something?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I make tube drums like Blue Man Group plays. They're the PVC drums that are 2 inches and different lengths, and you hit them with paddles, and they make sounds like they're tubes and different. And I'm a drummer, and it was fun. I bring my tube drums out there, and I have my strobe lights and my LED lights, my fog machine and my PA system and all my microphones, a video projector projected on me of different things, and I give the grade school, I think it was Ironwood, I'm not really sure, it's way out there, I've done so many. But the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and they filled an auditorium. There must have been 200 kids there. And they were quiet, they were attentive, they all sat down, and they were just stone cold quiet while I did my thing. And I blew it up. It was wonderful. So when I got done doing the event, the moment I finished and I flipped on the house lights and everything goes back to being a normal auditorium for them, all the kids, they all were clapping and whistling and happy, and everybody stormed me. And you really haven't lived until you've shaken the hands, the little tiny hands of children. About literally probably 120 kids stormed me, were holding onto my legs. I'm a tall guy, so it was interesting to have those small people crowding around me like that. I've never really experienced that before. And if everything I've done in my life brought me to that one point, yeah, I'm okay with that. So we're going to keep plugging along, and when the West Valley becomes a place that needs an actual museum to be built here, we're hoping that it will be something I can be. I'm hoping it'll be something I can be involved in. And when it comes time to have their grand opening, I'm hoping that I'll have some input to their design or their execution of programs or something along that line. At this particular point in time, I would do it all volunteer. I just want to see this happen. It's important, and there's a lot of people that will not drive 30 miles to downtown Phoenix to a museum from the west side. The west side is rural. It's rural. It's spread out. I mean, there's acres and acres and acres of empty fields here, as opposed to downtown when everything is all packed together. It's culture shock driving 30 miles to downtown. And a lot of people just will not do it. They refuse to do that. So if we can build something that accommodates people out here in the West Valley, then let's do it. This is the time to do that. So, selfless plug here. My name's Martin, and I am Martin Art Center. Look me up, and let's make this happen. Thank you.